Stop exactly where you are, put down your coffee, call your lawyer, and prepare for the most expensive war in the history of Turkish magazine news. We thought the drama between Bariş Baktas and Gülüm Baktas was just a quiet separation. We thought they would issue a polite press release saying they remain friends and move on. But today, the doors of the family court blew wide open, and the documents that leaked out are not polite. They are nuclear. The divorce of the Kansasekleri star is not just a breakup, it is a battle for his fortune, his reputation, and his freedom. Why were the lawyers of Gülüm Baktas seen leaving the courthouse in Kartal carrying 5 heavy folders of evidence? Why did Bariş Baktas look pale, stressed, and visibly shaken as he exited the building through the back door, ignoring the questions of the press? And is it true that the alimony demand Gülüm has placed on the table is so high that Bariş might have to work for the next 10 years just to pay it off? Prepare your hearts, because today we are counting the cost of fame. To understand the magnitude of this legal earthquake, we have to look at the history. Gülüm Baktas has been with Bariş since before he was the famous Baron Karabey. She was there when he was struggling. She supported him. But now she feels betrayed. And a betrayed woman does not want an apology. She wants half. Or maybe all. The leak happened this morning at 9 o'clock. A court clerk allegedly snapped a photo of the petition cover page. The case title is not consensual divorce. It is contentious divorce. This means war. This means they agree on nothing. According to the leaked details, Gülüm's lawyers are asking for a staggering 100 million Turkish lira in compensation for material and moral damages. She claims her psychology has been destroyed by the public humiliation. Furthermore, she is demanding the title deed to the luxury villa in Sarıyer that Bariş recently bought with his earnings from the series. On top of that, she is requesting a massive monthly alimony to maintain her standard of living, and incredibly, she is asking for a percentage of his future royalties from the show, claiming she helped build his career. Barış's friends say he is in absolute shock. An insider mentioned that he is devastated because he offered her a fair settlement, including the car and a lump sum, but she wants to ruin him. She wants to see him penniless. But the money isn't the most explosive part. The most dangerous part is the reason for the divorce petition. Gülüm is reportedly filing under the grounds of adultery and breach of loyalty. And for the first time, a specific name appears in the evidence file. That name is Yağmur Yüksel. Gülüm's lawyers have reportedly submitted photos, phone call logs, and witness statements from the set that suggest Bariş and Yağmur's relationship went beyond friendship. If the judge accepts this evidence, Bariş will be found at fault. Under Turkish law, the spouse at fault loses almost everything. This is why Bariş is terrified. It is not just about money, it is about his image. If the court officially brands him a cheater, his conservative fan base might turn on him. Yesterday was the preliminary hearing, and the scene was icy. Bariş arrived first, wearing black sunglasses and trying to hide his tired eyes. He did not smile. The golden boy charm was gone. Gülüm arrived 10 minutes later looking like a movie star, with her head held high and wearing a designer dress, walking with the confidence of someone who holds all the aces. They met in the hallway outside the courtroom. Witnesses say the tension was suffocating. Bariş looked at her, perhaps hoping for a nod or a greeting, but Gülüm looked right through him. She did not acknowledge his existence. She turned to her lawyer and laughed at a joke, completely freezing Bariş out. That silence spoke louder than any scream. It said, "You are dead to me." Inside the courtroom, the hearing lasted only 20 minutes. The judge ordered a media ban on the details, but sources say Barış's lawyer tried to argue for a lowered alimony. Gülüm's lawyer reportedly slammed the table and stated that his client supported him when he had nothing, and now that he is a king, he cannot treat her like a peasant. They will not accept crumbs. This divorce is a ticking time bomb for Kansasekleri. If Bariş loses the case, he will be in financial ruin. Rumors say his bank accounts have already been frozen as a precautionary measure by the court. Imagine the stress. He has to go to the set, play a billionaire character like Baron, and then go home to check if he can afford his own bills. Can he focus on his acting? Can he focus on his chemistry with Yagmur when Yagmur's name is the weapon being used to destroy him in court? And what about Yagmur? She is technically an innocent party in the legal sense, as she is not the one on trial, but her name is being dragged through the mud. If she is called to testify as a witness, that will be the trial of the century. Imagine Yagmur on the witness stand, being asked by Gülüm's lawyer if she loved him while he was married. It would be a scene more dramatic than any episode of the show. I want to ask you, my dear subscribers, whose side are you on? Is Gülüm Baktas a victim seeking justice? Does she deserve half of his wealth because she was his wife during the hard times? Or is she being greedy and vindictive? Is she trying to punish him for falling in love with someone else? And do you think Bariş deserves to lose his fortune for following his heart? There is a saying that divorce is expensive because it is worth it. Bariş probably thinks freedom is worth any price. But 100 million lira? That is a price that could sink him. We will be watching the next hearing date closely. If Bariş arrives looking thinner and sadder, we know the lawyers are winning. If Gülüm arrives looking even more glamorous, we know she smells victory. Make sure you are subscribed and make sure the bell is on. Today, we learned that the ring on your finger can turn into handcuffs very quickly. Lawyer up, Bariş. It is going to be a long winter. Goodbye.